across the city, and we have risen to the occasion. We'll continue to do that, but I never thought that we would get to 300,000.
And you're doing 330,000 client visits in April.
Well, a new report is shedding light on how public institutions performed during the COVID-19 pandemic. The study was published by the Institute for Research on Public Policy and the Institute on Governance. According to it, the pandemic demonstrated how Canada's institutions could be innovative and agile, but also exposed core weaknesses that affected government responses and public health outcomes. The study outlines 4 key lessons learned during the pandemic and makes 12 key recommendations on how public institutions can be better prepared for the next emergency.
Impacted Canadian institutions of public health, federalism, public service, and democracy across the country, not just in a single department or jurisdiction. Still, we're urging the federal government to go further than we could. It should appoint an independent expert panel to do a thorough examination of how our institutions performed during the biggest public health emergency of the last 100 years.
An unprecedented pandemic required unprecedented responses. That's what our public servants did at all levels of government across the country. They stepped up to keep the country running and provided innovative, agile solutions with new programs and services. But individual public service sacrifice is no substitute for strong, resilient public institutions that work in the first place. The fact is that from emergency preparedness to IT to service delivery, governments were not ready for what was needed.
It's 5:25.
So, Logan Choy, News for the Public. The pre-pandemic, the things that the government tries to do, we got served. There's many Canadians that would have died and lost their life without this help from the Liberal. The Conservative cut off that. The point, we could have reached our GDP. Everyone would have EI. 3 more months, the Canadian system, everyone would have an income. And just because of the interference with the Conservative government, the Canadian people suffer. And now there is no one to help the Canadian people and the one that's in low income and basically have their home and their family taken from them. This is a SOS. This is a state of emergency. Basically, I am declaring war upon the government. So as I said, there's a lot of people that you put in pain. And we are going to do what we have to do as Canadians. You declare war on innocent people. You made a city suffer because you deny to listen to the voice of the people. Now we are taking a stand towards your leadership because your leadership have failed us.